Do you want to introduce us? This is a board of directors. This is it. We are.
Welcome everyone to Ginger's Parrot Rescue new facility. We're really excited to unveil this state-of-the-art parrot sanctuary here to you. Ginger throughout the day will be showing you the facilities and telling you more of the features. But without further ado, we'd like to open up the facility and let you in and let the festivities begin.
Okay. Woohoo! Here we go, guys.
Smile.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Let's go. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the dollar ones.
You're gonna be able to spin the wheel and win a bird, but not an actual bird, just the bird that corresponds to the bin that you can draw a prize from.
Yay.
Yeah, it just started a year.
More than argument.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, it's true.
No, it is for me too.
So, yeah, the back way is the way that I usually go because of the problem.
Yeah, she took me back to actually recorded what she was doing because I don't remember all that. And then she gave me yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I bet. I hope it comes out someday. Actually, I talked to you about flying me.
Originally, I only have had birds for about since 2007. Flighted birds are my thing. So we don't clip birds here, and so all the birds are flighted. So therefore, the atrium has a cover on it. The cover is also predator proof. The other things are, we don't, for cooking purposes, we don't have any teflon, and just the things like that that we do. We also don't have any ceiling fans, purposely, so we don't have to worry about it. And one of the things that I built that you won't unfortunately be able to see this tour, because we're using it for Michael while he's staying with us for his birds, I have a quarantine room. And the quarantine room is located outside on the patio. The only way to access it is outside. It has its own private bathroom in it. It's very small, but that was made purposely for a reason. It's also got its own heating and cooling system, so it's not attached to the house. So it's completely separate, so that when a new bird comes in, they can go into quarantine. Now I had that gala come in, and I knew Michael was coming. I couldn't put the bird in there right then for quarantine, so Dr. Drager's quarantined him while he went through his testing and everything. So he stayed there for a while, and Jose got to know him real well. If you guys don't know Jose at Dr. Drager's office, he's awesome. The other thing I'm looking forward to is maybe encouraging people to volunteer. If you can volunteer, I'd greatly appreciate it. I couldn't have done this without the volunteer help I've had. The volunteers have pretty much just about lived here the last day. Krista and her family, if you haven't met her, this is Krista. Krista's adopted 2 birds from me, 2 Senegals. That's her mom and dad, Carol.
Hey, welcome everyone to the grand opening of Ginger's Parrot Rescue new facility. Ginger's been already doing this for quite some time, but now Ginger has found her forever home, where she's going to be able to have the right facility to be able to do the wonderful rescue work she does in a much more efficient and comfortable manner. So not much has changed in terms of birds are still getting care, they're getting toys, they're getting good diet, they're getting vet care. But by having this facility, she's able to do it more efficiently for more birds and more effectively. She has this dedicated facility, so now she can have visitors come, she can have volunteers come. Now it's not, even though this is under the same roof as her house, it's actually separated off from her house, so this really is a dedicated, unique, split-off rescue facility, so it's possible to do a lot more going forward. Anyway, I'm Michael Sazin, the Parrot Wizard, and I've got Truman, my Cape Parrot, here. We're going to be doing a brief talk about enrichment and teaching your parrot to play with toys. That's a topic I've been doing a lot of presentations about lately. I've noticed that a lot of people, have birds, they want a relationship, they have these things going on, but on the other hand, we sometimes need a break from them too. We need to give them a break from us and give them something else to do, something else to occupy them their time, to keep them quiet, to keep them entertained. So on one hand, most of my talks, the later talks and throughout this day, we're going to be about how to build a relationship with your bird, how to do tricks with them, how to teach them to step up, how to get more of one-on-one with them. But this talk is actually about how to split off from your bird and give them some leisure time to themselves to play with toys and some leisure time for you to play with your toys. The good news is we can be good role models for our birds. The bad news is we tend not to do that. We get captivated by our own lives and our own worlds, and we're teaching our birds the wrong things because they're doing monkey see, monkey do, or parrot see, parrot do. So what I'd like to teach you a little bit today is some ways and some techniques that you can teach your bird to be a bird and teach them to play with bird toys so that bird toys are expensive, sure, $10, $20. That's a lot cheaper than moldings and furniture and phones and phone cases. So not only is it cheaper, it's also a lot safer. The bird toys are bird safe. Having them chew up our homes is not only very impractical, but it's not safe for them either. But guess what? So pretty quick, they learn how to chew these up, and at first it might take something like a Senegal parrot, might not even be able to get into one. And before you know it, they'll be chewing through these in a few minutes, and it's not lasting as long as it used to. So we can go to a more challenging foraging toy. You'll get to it soon. So this is a natural foraging box that I produce. You're welcome to look for all kinds of foraging toys. I encourage you to find variety, but I was a bit disappointed with all those plastic foraging toys where you put the treats inside and they gotta spin it or pull the drawer or something like that. At first, the bird's looking through there. They want to rip it open and they can't because it doesn't break. And then for a month, they don't touch it. And then once they realize the secret code is, turn this and pull, and now you get the treats, they get it out in a second. And now the toy's not a challenge anymore. And instead, because they want to break stuff, they want to break furniture, they want to do destruction with their beaks, they want to keep those beaks trim, I decided to make it all out of wood instead and let it be depletable and let the birds learn to chew it up. This is especially for beginner or mid-level birds that aren't big chewers. So of course, if you've got that bird that's going to chew up anything you put in the cage, you don't need this. You just put the wood in the cage and you get a shovel and you scoop it out and take it out and your bird's all set. So for those of you who already have an incessant chewer, this isn't very important. You just got to spend the money and give them lots and lots of things to chew. On the other hand, if you have the birds that are okay at chewing, or not good at chewing at all, they're not playing with their toys, they just want to sit on your shoulder all the time, or they just sit and don't do anything, or they pluck their feathers out of boredom. Getting them an activity, getting them started on something is really good. So this is a toy that actually has a bunch of separate chambers inside, so even though they might rip out one place and get one treat, they gotta rip further and further and further back, and then even if they clear out one chamber, there's still 3 other independent chambers, so this will keep them busy for quite a while. On the other hand, if you have a bird that's not even ready to do that, they can't see the treats, you get a training box like this and you put the treat right up to the edge there. And they think, oh wow, this is so easy, I'm just gonna grab it. And then when they realize their head doesn't fit, say, oh, if I could just rip a little bit of wood out, I'll get to it, just a little bit. Like, oh, now I got it, that was easy, I can do this. I can do this, and they'll rip out more and more. So I make these in 3 different levels, easy, medium, and hard, so that we can put our birds through a training program that allows us to teach them to be interested in playing and allow them to feel success, allow them to feel successful at chewing up toys that, hey, I can do this. So when you go around touring Ginger's facility, you'll see a bunch of these foraging boxes in the birds' cages. And you're not going to recognize many of them because a lot of them are chewed up. We put a full collection of these in, what was it, about a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
And some of them are still whole, and those birds are working on them. And some of them you're going to find just a little wooden nub with no clue inside that this is what it came from. And what I'm really excited about is that those birds kept chewing after they finished and got all the treats out. They kept chewing it because they started getting a sweet tooth for chewing things. These are birds that weren't playing with any of their toys, and when they realized, hey, wow, this is fun, I get stuff for this, this is enjoyable to me, they realize that they want to chew up the wood even if they're not going to get any treats out of it. So this is just a way to get them started, to get them to realize that chewing wood is something that you as a parrot should be doing, and then you can start replacing this with real toys that just hang. Toys, kind of like this one that you hang in the cage and the birds just play with.
5 years. I used to fly out twice a year from Canada. dancing with Daddy.
We're having a competition.
Mix those up real good. All right, you want to go do those? Good bird. Good. Where's that one go? There you go. Good job. They'll learn to follow the stick wherever you point. They'll come over and touch the stick and you can give them a treat. Target. Here you go. So I'm not making him fly between the stands, I'm teaching him to fly between the stands. This is super, super useful to have a more human bird type of environment relationship in your house. Birds naturally want to fly high. They want to fly to the high ceilings. They want to land on top of your curtains and things like that. We can teach them to be more terrestrial, not walking on the floor, but flying at shoulder level. So by keeping the birds training perches at this type of height, by having the trees and other stands in your house, at about, chest to shoulder height, the birds just learn to live at this height. In the wild, they want to be up a 50-foot tree. That doesn't do us any good when they're our pets. We want them to be on our table, on our tree, in our lap, on our shoulder. So by doing these exercises with them deliberately at a moderate height, at a modest height, the birds learn to live at our altitude as well. Truman, target. Truman, target. There we go. Sorry. Good job, Truman. So you can check out my training perches and other supplies at parrotwizard.com. I've developed these things because I've wanted to work on a relationship with my bird, and part of it is about the techniques and the knowledge and information, and part of it is just having supplies that make it easier to accomplish these things with your bird. So I'm Michael Sazin, Parrot Wizard. This is Truman, my king parrot, Mariana, my wife, and Kili's the Senegal Parrot is in the carrier. And thank you very much for coming out to support Ginger's Parrot Rescue.